for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
Hey guys, so listen, Kenya's Confessionals. Let me say, the woman clearly has a plan, and I can't even hate on her for what she's doing because her confessional was 1 minute and 49 seconds and it was pre-recorded. Honestly, like I said, I can't even hate on what she's doing. I don't really know what her plan is, and it's none of my business. But I'm saying the way that she presented it, it made it seem as if she was going live and she was going to be answering viewers' questions. And the reason I felt like it was going to be like a live where she was talking about what happened from her stance, from her, viewpoint, and answering subscribers' questions while she was live is because that's I felt like how she posted it. Because when she initially said that she was going to be doing it, it was supposed to be on Tuesday, and then it moved from Tuesday, which was the deadline to file taxes. So that's why I was like, well, hey, maybe she did it because it was the tax filing deadline and she had a meeting with her accountant or something. I don't know. Stuff happens, life happens. God knows I'm a testimony of that because anyway. But I'm just saying, I of all people understand that stuff happens and things don't always go according to plan. So you may have something scheduled for one day, you have all intentions on doing it, but because life is going on, you can't do it on that day. So you have to push it down the road. So it's fine. I don't have an issue with that. So she moved it to Friday. But again, like I said, the way it was presented, it made it seem as if she was going to be answering viewers' questions because it said she would only be answering subscribers' questions. So if you're dropping a 1 minute and 49-second pre recorded whatever, then what questions are you answering? And I mean, I guess she could go back if people leave questions in the comment section. She could go back, check those names to see if those people who asked the question are actually subscribed to the channel and answer the question, but I'm quite sure that's not happening. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, did she do what she said she was going to do? But maybe this is her plan. Maybe she's going to be dropping these little snippet videos, getting 40 to 50,000 views per little snippet video to rack up her coins. Maybe that's what she's doing. And hey, I can't even say that that is a, a dumb move. It's actually kind of smart because she's obviously got the following to do it. So if she can get that many views on, a minute and a half or, more, then I guess I don't know. But I'm saying, I guess she's like, ain't nobody got time to be sitting and doing 2, 3, 4 hour videos answering people's questions. I'm just going to say what I want to say and drop it. And if you guys want to leave a comment in the comment section, fine. And we'll just let it be what it is. But again, I'm just seeing it because I was not going to sit up to wait to see what she had to say. I said I'd catch it on the replay, and I was in somebody else's live last night having a good old time. But anyway, anyway, what did you think of it? What did you think of her confessionals? Honestly, I listened to it, and as a matter of fact, I will not share the screen, but I'll play the audio. All right, so let's see here. Okay, and that could be true. Like I said, we already know that things are edited. Things are not just they are filming it and it drops the way it's filmed. So that definitely could be. What proof I mean, and I'm not on anybody's side, like I say all the time. I just try my best to be on the side of right based on what is out there. But I mean, I'm saying just because someone says they have something, unless you actually have seen it, what proof do you actually have? And I just it's a legitimate question. What proof does she actually have that she does have it? Because she says, I have proof otherwise. So I just want to know, like, really, if you say these are your confessionals, where's the proof? Like, let us know. Now, if you watch the video, um, actually, you know what? I am gonna share my screen and I'll play the rest of it because it's again, it's not that long. This is not meant to infringe on anyone's copyright. I'm not saying that this is my content, and I'm only sharing this for educational and entertainment purposes only. So let's rewind it for a little bit here. Okay. You know, again, that's what I feeling like if you're afraid of someone and you think they got weapons and they're willing to use them against you, who in their right mind is going to antagonize that person to piss them off even more? And then you're not feeling safe thinking that she's going to come to your home or anything like that and use the weapons against you by exposing them. That's why I'm saying I'm not saying that Brit didn't say or do anything wrong. I That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Kenya's actions don't make sense in the fact that you're saying that this woman put your life in danger. Who in their right mind is going to antagonize someone that they don't really know? Like, these were her words that came out of her mouth. She said, this girl that we don't really know, you don't really know this woman and you don't know what she's capable of, but you're going to retaliate against her? Like, seriously, and think that you're not going to be, like she said, unalived? I'm saying the actions that she took just don't make sense in the fact that she's saying that she felt like she was not safe.
That happened on Beverly Hills, you think she would be in jail or punished or out of a job? You think if she had said that to Kyle or Teresa Judice or any other housewife on any other show, do you think she would still have a job?
And see, here she goes. She sounded like Nene. And that's why stuff like this, some people are looking at her with a side eye, and even Nene responded on her Instagram stories because it's like, yeah, when Nene was talking about race and whatnot or whatever. And see, this is typical. It's not uncommon because we get it. People are going to look out for their best interests and try to protect themselves at the end of it all. So, yeah, she didn't come out to defend Nene and say, yeah, she's got some points because she was in a good place at that time. But now you want to talk about race. And that's why some people feel like too little, too late.
I'm just asking the question. And you may end up having to delete this, but I'm gonna say it. You tell me if it's too harsh, but where I'm from, that's why the decision was made. Leave me alone.
So they cut that out because she said where I'm from. And then she says that's why the decision was made. Leave me alone. So so what is it? You feel that you didn't do anything wrong and you're okay, you stand in what you stand in? Well, that's fine if you feel okay with what you did, but the network has the right to decide how they want to handle the situation moving forward. So if you feel okay and justified in your decision and you don't feel like you did any wrong, but the network feels like you did, you have to stand in it because you say that's how you handle things where you're from.
Person likely will leave you alone. And they certainly wouldn't be going around playing victim. They would just go on about their business and find another target. That's that. You want the truth? That's the truth.
All right, guys. So listen, um, yeah, but I do have a thought because thinking about it, and as time has passed by, and if you recall, Bravo, Real Housewives of Potomac, Monique Samuels, well, at the time, I think her last name is still Samuels, but anyway, Monique and Candace. When Monique beat Candace's head into the table and even said out of her mouth, I'm going to KILL her, tried to get back at Candace after beating her up profusely. Bravo kept her on the show for that season. Now, they didn't bring her back. She did not come back. And I think she claimed, and maybe some other people claimed that, oh, she didn't get fired. She just decided not to come back because she was like, the money ain't worth it. I don't really believe that. I do believe she was fired. But even with that, they kept her on the show. And she didn't really film with all of them for the rest of the season, but she still filmed. So maybe they could have allowed Kenya to do that. And honestly, I didn't even think about it in the beginning in that way. It's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe they could have kept her on the season at least. So I don't know. But to be honest with you, we already know that sometimes these decisions are made when something like this happens. This is like in conjunction with other things. So it is possible. It really is possible that there were other factors that that allowed them to come to this decision to say, you know what, we're not going to have her in any confessionals. Even if they filmed any confessionals, they're not going to show them. So we're not going to show any of her confessionals. We're not going to allow her to film for the rest of the season. We're not going to have her in the cast photo. We're not going to show her. She's not going to get a tagline, and that's that. And Kenya, I believe, was maybe one of the highest paid. So they were able to cut that money out of their budget. So I said this before, I feel like this was more of a financial decision versus you know, um, a punitive decision for her actions. So yeah, but again, if she didn't do what she did, none of us would be talking about this right now. So yeah, so I want to know, like, do you think Bravo sabotaged her and they could have kept her on, at least maybe not have her film with Brit and and still have scenes and things like that? Because I mean, they did it for Monique. And yeah, this is a different situation, but Monique beat someone's ass. Kenya exposed someone. But also, like I said, I also believe this is a financial decision because even though Candace did press charges against Monique, they ultimately were dropped. She did not sue Monique for civil. She probably should have or could have. Well, she definitely could have, but maybe this was Bravo's way of saying, you know what? Brit could come after us because, like I said before, production, whoever, they allowed this to happen. They allowed it. They allowed it to move forward. They could have shut that down. They knew Kenya was doing that because she was being filmed. I don't believe Kenya snuck and had those done. They knew that was happening. They allowed it to proceed. So this, I feel, is Bravo's way of protecting themselves from a lawsuit from Brit. So we'll keep her on the show. We'll keep paying her. We'll have her do press runs and this and that and the other. We'll have her on Watch What Happens Live after that infamous episode and this and that and the other. Maybe. I don't know, guys. But I'm just saying all I can do is speculate. But yeah, thinking back on it, Monique beat someone's ass. She was still able to film and she was still able to come to the reunion. So I feel like they could have at least done the same thing with Kenya because, like I said, Kenya was talking about she's still employed with the network. She's still getting paid. That's what she said. So I was saying, well, hey, if it's like that, then I would just see it as a paid vacation, not really say too much so that I don't interrupt what I have going on so I could at least come back next season. I'm just on a little break right now, but I'm still getting paid what I was getting paid before. That's what she claimed. But maybe it's not like that because we know people lie. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about it. What did you think about her confessionals? And do you feel that Bravo should have kept her on like they did with Monique? So thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.